If you know inside your heart clean, please, I beg you don't study them no more. We're living in a bad mind society. People refuse to grow. Bad mind, I see you. So continue moving along. No, I don't need you. Oh no, I don't need you. What all bad mind, I see you. So continue moving along. No, I don't need you. No, no. Hey, cause everything where you sit down there and gossip, I know already. Your lifestyle toxic, so don't come near me. Everything where you sit down there and gossip. Yeah, I say I know already. Yeah, yeah. I get a vision last night. Humble yourself and not cry. Turn my vocal sit this down mind. Something in my brain must ignite. But something don't feel right. Just spread my business like bread knife. Grow up and get wise. And don't waste your time. Need to have a special place for them haters. I need to have a special place for them traitors. I walk in hard and you want to remain laid back. You better stay far. Yeah, yeah.
And good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I will be with you up until the 10 o'clock hour.
Continue moving along. No, I don't need you, no.
It is now 5 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock in the studio.
Your lifestyle toxic, so don't come near me. Everything when you sit down there and gossip. Yeah,
Hope that you all have had a fabulous day today. Yeah.
to put my whole trust in a human being.
I hope that you achieved everything that you set out to achieve this morning on the rising of the sun.
Still living, don't care what you think, yeah. Only you're drinking water, but people business you're in. You're running your mouth like sprinter. Like Mikey life is their neighbor. Fakeness come like a pattern. They want to know your business, to talk it on the block with a friend. Oh, nah.
Let me say good night to my European listeners.
You're moving along.
Those of you listening, whichever part of Europe you are, and those of you listening over there in the UK, we say a good night to you. Giza, how you doing, bro? Hope you're having a blessed one, yeah?
I know already. Yeah, bad mind, I see you. So continue moving.
Oh, last night's program, my goodness, yeah?
Don't need you, what all bad mind, I see you.
I got a lot of feedback on last night's program.
No, hey, cause everything where you sit down there and gossip, I know already. Your lifestyle toxic, so don't come near me. Everything where you sit down there and gossip. Oh, I know already. Yeah.
So believe me, we will be having Mr. Cadgington Hood back on sometime during the week next week. We did end up having him on twice this week. You all realize that, eh? We had him on twice this week, yeah? And this week has been an interesting week indeed. Started off with the rally that they had on Sunday, but also on Sunday we heard about oil and gas on the Bob Report. On Sunday we heard about oil and gas, and we heard the Prime Minister make several statements about several things on Sunday. And we heard more about oil and gas during the week again.
1, 2, 3, 4. Bad mind, I see you. So continue moving along. No, I don't need you.
Then yesterday we heard of the, well, it seemed to me as the abandonment of the cases of former Senator Neelan Franklin and Mr. Andrew Frederick.
No.
We saw the DPP put himself in a monkey pants, yeah, and coming out to speak about both cases in instances where the DPP is not an investigator. He has no right being on any press conference at this stage, and Mr. Cadgington Hood was able to clear that up for us. He was able to show exactly why the DPP had no right there. He had no right there. Yeah, he was very out of order. Yeah, he had no right being where he was there. Yeah. Saying a special good night to all of you joining us on the YouTube.
What are you telling?
All of you joining us on the Facebook. Folks, remember to donate. Yes, you see the donate button there. Remember to donate, whether it's $20 or nobody want to give me $20,000. $20, whether it's $20, whether it's $50, whatever it is, donate, donate, donate. Yeah, nice, beautiful. Hit the donate button, yeah.
They can never pull me down.
Because believe me, I started to see some of the bills coming in for the month already, yeah. So we had to deal with them. Because you know, those that come in the name of Sheldon Scott, you know what they're going and do, yeah. So I have to clear them out one time. I try not to stick with these things.
Can't tired, but mine don't walk it. All you try to get me fine.
We don't want anything to put off us being able to do the program at any point in time. So whether it's 10, whether it's 20, whether it's 50, whether it's 100, whatever you can donate, yeah, you either pass by Cami and you leave it in the bottle. She calls me, everybody. If 10 people pass, again 10 call. Cami calls all the time, yeah?
Give up now. Advice for you. Don't try me. I'm so blessed for you.
Also remember, folks, we're looking for blood donations for Miss Anesthesia Ed. She urgently needs your donation. If you can, donate some blood. Yeah, we're asking for your blood and all. Because we need to help people. Yeah, people will say talking points. All you're asking for, we blood and all. Yes, we are, because it's important, yeah?
Hey, you could waste energy if you like.
So outside of this donation, we're looking for blood as well for Miss Anesthesia Ed. It doesn't specify which blood type. I think any blood type could go and donate, and then they just do what they have to do and they give blood to her.
Stop me no, and take it to as they please.
And if you're one of the people with the universal blood type, whatever that is, I can't remember off the top of my head. My biology is kind of weak today. Yeah, if you're one of those with the universal blood type, then you know for a fact you can go, yeah?
As you see now, all you can tired.
And I always say, today it is somebody else, tomorrow it could be any of us. We could be going down the road right now and anything can happen to us at any point in time. We could be home, we don't even have to leave home. You could be home and something happened to you, and you end up being the person that needs blood at that point in time. And the same way you would have helped somebody, you would want to be helped as well. It could be you, it could be a family member. So when we can, and I usually know when I make these calls, I do get messages from people that say, hey Sheldon, I'm going. Sheldon, I'm going down and I won't do it, yeah? Or I've got my husband to go, I've got the wife to go, or whoever, yeah? But people do get people to go and donate, eh? So once again, we're looking for blood donations. So Miss Anesthesia Ed.
You could say as you like, you could do as you please, but you ain't stopping me. No, you ain't stopping where you could waste energy if you like. But
also remember, the New National Party has coming up. The New National Party New York branch. They've got the Exquisite Affair, the third annual, actually, Exquisite Affair. And this is going to be taking place at the Top Civic Center, 1098 Utica Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11203. And it's going to be there on Saturday the 11th. So not next week Saturday, but the Saturday after that. Yeah? So it's just 2 Saturdays away. You have 2 Fridays to get your little, your nice dandan and your pretty frock to get them together to go to the activity. So it is taking place on July the 11th, Saturday, July the 11th, and it starts at 9 p.m. Music by DJs Jude and Small Clothes, and of course it is $125 all inclusive, and for that you also get to meet the political leader of the New National Party and leader of His Majesty's opposition, all-round lovely person, the Honorable Emlyn Pear, Senator the Honorable Norland Cox, Mrs. Nolene Thompson, and Dr. Adrian Joseph, along with other executive members of the New National Party. All right? And for tickets, you can call Aisha Oliver on 917-520-3164, Kathy Albert on 347-262-6818, Wendy Maguire on 917-602-1476, and Ms. Louisa Frem on 347-423-2509. Let me give you those numbers again. Aisha Oliver on 917-520-3164. Kathy Albert on 347-262-6818. Wendy Maguire on 917-602-1476. And Louisa Frame on 347-423-2509. Those are the numbers you can call to get your tickets for the Exquisite Affair, an activity being put on by the New National Party New York Support Group.
Get me fired, but that still ain't working. Try to make my woman leave me.
And folks, remember, that might just be the last New National Party event out in New York before the general elections. You know, you never know, eh? So you have to make a special effort to come out to this one. And you have competition taking place because Nutmeg State say he come in heavy.
Yes.
And I know Mr. and Mrs. Watts, they will be coming out elegantly as well.
Telling you now that bad mind
Miss Wendy well planning that dress, and I know that my good friend Kathy Albert is doing the same.
dirty.
Only the shoes reach yet? The shoes reach yet?
As you like, you could do as you please. What you
And notice they didn't say a pretty affair. They didn't say a nice affair. They said an exquisite affair, yeah?
energy, if you like, but you can't stop me. No, you ain't stop.
Sorry, no, my visa's expired. I ain't going for a next one. No, my visa has expired. Sorry, my visas. they have expired, yeah. Can't go and pay 15,000 US to spend 28 days in the US now. I mean, I gain it back, but still. I ain't have it, so I can't do that.
Oh, dirty heart could see what they want. They could never stop me, no. And they could do as they please. They could never pull me down. Cause I was born as a...
So folks, let me just go over some of the things for this week. We did mention earlier oil and gas. And you all may find that sticking on oil and gas. Yeah, because I know what is taking place. And I know the danger that is facing Grenada. Yeah? So just in case you missed some of the programs earlier this week, they're all online. You can go back and view them on Facebook and on YouTube. Remember, Facebook removes live programs. All the lives that they had from all the years, they're gone now. Eh? Yeah, any live that was on Facebook, they take them down. So they're taking them down after 1 month now. So it's up now and it's gone in 1 month. So YouTube is the place to be. So you can view them on YouTube. Now, folks, GPG has approached the government of Grenada on multiple occasions to continue the process of one, oil exploration, oil natural gas exploration, to bring in the rigs to go and drill 6 more wells. They drilled 2, and they already found commercial deposits of natural gas. So Grenada right now could have been already producing natural gas. We could have been producing natural gas to the point of where we could have had natural gas to help fuel our electricity needs. Yeah, we could have been at that stage right now. But again, this government has been playing games. This government have not been seeking to work along with Global Petroleum Group. They have been asking for documents, getting the documents, and then asking for the same documents again. They've been getting documents from 2 sources, and in one instance, 3 sources. Because in one instance, they got documents from Global Petroleum through their lawyers. They got documents direct from Global Petroleum themselves. And after speaking with Mr. Gregory Bowen, they went and break the cabinet in the Ministry of Finance, and they got the documents there as well. Yet still, they're saying that they're missing documents, and so still they're giving the impression that somebody's hiding something or so. They have contract, they have the agreement, they have the only thing that they were supposed to have that was, as far as everybody knows, in the set of files that they got in the Ministry of Finance, and they are claiming that they don't have, were the seismic 2D survey. And GPG said to them, well, we gave this to government already. It is pretty expensive to provide it because it's actual documents that they have to give over. They said government will have to pay to get those documents. And up to this point in time, I don't think government has responded favorably to that particular request. But yet still, they've been down to Suriname this week to an oil and gas conference. And down there, they have been speaking about the same 2D seismic studies that they have. Because if you are going to let people bid on different sections of Grenada waters to be able to go and drill to see if they get oil, or natural gas, you have to provide them with some information to make them interested in wanting to drill in that particular area. And how it works out is that they have to pay a fee to the government of Grenada for the permission to be able to drill there. And once they find anything, there is then the production agreement that you would sign that says, okay, this is the percentage Grenada is going to get until the amount of money that you have spent. So you're getting money, but you would not get the full amount you have to get yet. You're getting a percentage that says, okay, we're getting this until we have recouped all our money. We've gotten back all our money that we have spent to drill those wells. And then the percentage that you would be getting would increase. So let's say Grenada was getting 30% out of whatever sales. And I'm just using a figure. I'm not saying that's the figure, but I'm just using a figure. Let's say Grenada was getting 30% out of everything that is sold. Afterwards, when they've got back all their money for rig and setting up everything, and so Grenada's percentage may increase to 45%. It may even increase to over 50%. You don't know. Yeah? So Grenada would be earning money off of these things. And remember, there's the taxes and all kind of thing that's attached to it. Which is why you see the Prime Minister speaking now of going back to Parliament with legislation regarding oil and gas. Now, that does not mean that there are not things in Parliament already regarding oil and gas. They are going to tweak and change. So I'm looking very carefully at whatever they're going to be coming with to see how they're going to tweak, the laws regarding oil and gas and production and all that sort of thing. Because at this stage, had they been working along with the people who are already fine and ready to produce, and they're going and tell people we're ready to work with you, but you have people that are ready to work with you and you're not working with them. If they had been working with these people, by now we definitely would have gotten to the stage where we would have had young people already back or soon to return from training in the hydrocarbon industry. And these are high-paying jobs. This ain't no. In fact, the jobs would have been higher paying than the government ministers right now. Many of the jobs in the hydrocarbon industry, you have people that are working for all kind of tens of thousands of dollars a month. US, we're not even talking EC here. Tens of thousands of US a month. In the hydrocarbon industry. And GPG has been writing to the government because part of the agreement is that they are supposed to send Grenadian young people to train and come back to be part of the entire industry. And that would have helped not only Global Petroleum, where they are getting ready to start extracting if the government finally stops playing games and allows them to go ahead with it. It would have helped all the other companies, the Repsol and the Chevron and the British Petroleum and all the other people that may want to come into Grenada. They would not have had to say, let us bring my people from Brazil, or let us bring my Guyanese people we've trained up, or let me bring the Trinidadians. They would have simply said, well, look, we have some trained Grenadians here. Let us give them the opportunity. Let us take them into the field with us. And let us pay them the big salaries. That's the stage we're supposed to be at right now. Your government, the present, yes, it's your government because the government of Grenada. You might not have voted for them, but it's still your government. Your government has played games with this when you could have had many young people already trained and back here. In fact, they might not be here, They might have been in Guyana working right now until things ramp up here. Or if the government had stopped playing games and allowed Global Petroleum to bring in the floating LNG plant that it's cost over $2 billion for one, and they're getting one to bring into Grenada where they have the natural gas to start extraction and production. Your government continues to play games with them. Your government continues to not respond to them. Your government continues to do everything to try and thwart what they are trying to do. Everything. And you know where this is going to end up? Because in my mind, and I'm saying what I am seeing, and in my mind, this government is trying to get rid of Global Petroleum Group. But they have a signed agreement. They've already spent $200 million. They are saying right now they have $350 million US dollars, not EC, $350 million US dollars to spend in Grenada for the next stage. They want to bring an LNG plant, production plant into Grenada that costs over $2 billion. They're working with people for the refining and all sorts of things. They've signed agreements, memorandum of understanding with Trinidad, where they have LNG plants down in Trinidad, so you didn't have to send it to Mexico or wherever. You send it right across to Trinidad and it's refined. So they've been doing the legwork. Even when they were going down to Trinidad, they invited the Nazenberg group to go with them, and they didn't take up on the offer. They didn't go. And then they would want to say, well, Grenada doesn't know what's in that agreement. When the people said to you, let's go, you may not even have had to pay. They may have paid and say, well, let's bring them down with us. We will put them in the hotel, everything. They come into the meeting with us so they could know everything that's going on stage by stage. Everything that these people have done, they wrote a letter to the Prime Minister. 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, and yes, in 2026, quite recently. They wrote to the Prime Minister, they wrote to the Hydrocarbon Working Group, they wrote to the Attorney General of Grenada, and all of these people have been playing games. My view is that they are also seeking to give Grenada's hydrocarbon. You know where they've been traveling. You know where they're bringing people from. Because you heard Mr. Dangote say he's interested, even though the Prime Minister said he never hear that, and he was stand up right next to Mr. Dangote when he said it, but he said he didn't hear that. Right next to Mr. Dangote, at the end of the video, see EPP in the video, when Mr. Dangote say, well, we're interested in the petrochemical, the petrol. Yeah, we're interested. Petroleum. Because they know that we have it here. They know. And now you're hearing that Barbados is getting into it. I haven't heard this administration speak of any boundary delimitation with Barbados, but Barbados is saying that they have trillions of cubic meters of natural gas under their waters. Where does Barbados waters end and Grenadian waters start? Where do they end? Where do they end and where do we start? Have we finalized that Barbados is your section and this is ours? Because you may very well find that there may be a hydrocarbon find in Barbadian waters that straddles over to Grenadian waters. That's a possibility. It could be a bubble that crosses across the line. So half of it in Grenada. Next thing, 95% of it in Grenada and only 5% in Barbados. But Barbados drilled, so they're sucking everything from Grenada side. So you all understand the importance. But we have a group of individuals that are just focused on malice. They are not focused on nation building. They give the impression that they are focused on nation building and we're going to do all of this for the country and this is important. No, they are not. They are focused on malice. Because they're spending their time trying to dig up dirt on Global Petroleum. Trying to create dirt on other individuals here in Grenada. That's what they're spending their time in the background doing. And meanwhile, Grenada is losing out on massive opportunities. You think right now we would have had to be telling contractors to give us, what do you call it? Susu roads? So go and do the road and then when you finish, we will give you back your money. Is Susu roads they're calling it? What do they call it? Because now they have to use their own money and do the roads. And after they use their own money and do the roads and they complete, then the government of Grenada will pay them. Yeah, that's what we've been hearing. So we have to be careful and we have to be wise. We have to look at exactly what is going on in our country at this point in time. No way should we have been in this situation. No way should we have been in this situation. Grenada could have been way advanced to the point of already being not necessarily an oil, but a gas producing country. In 4 years, we could have been a gas producing country. Deacon Mitchell, Nazim Burke, Claudette Joseph, those are the three people at the helm of holding it back. Let me say it again, because I want to make sure that when they get the transcript, that they get it proper. Deacon Mitchell, Victor Nazim Burke, let me call your whole name, and Claudette Joseph are the three people that have been playing games with your future. And they are playing games with your future through their lack of movement and the games that they have been playing with GPG instead of just moving forward with it. And due to that, they are also playing games that can bankrupt this country. They're talking about Grenlec and this and that. They're talking about the Kawana Bay development. Joke compared to what could happen to us with the hydrocarbon. Joke. Because if we get sued, and that is a very high likelihood and possibility, Grenadians understand what is going on here. If we get sued, it will be for not hundreds of thousands of dollars. It will not be for millions of dollars. It will be for billions of dollars. Because you're speaking of over 1 trillion cubic meters of natural gas that the company would have been able to make billions, and Grenada could have made billions. But because of what these three individuals are doing and the groupings that they represent, we know that the attorney, imagine you have to send this attorney general to go and represent Grenada on a hydrocarbon case. A woman that losing everything. Everything she losing. The only case she don't losing is where people don't show up. And even some of them she losing too. Imagine she go in and lose one of this case. That is why they need to go. You need competent people in those offices. You need competent people who would ensure that we do not end up at that stage. Because I'm warning, just remember, on the 26th of June, 2026, so it should be easy to remember, the 26th of the 6th, 2026, that I warned that this government is putting us in a legal minefield. And we're coming out without foot, hand, toe, everything gone. Because we can find the budget of Grenada on a yearly basis is not even $2 billion. Not even $2 billion good. When they do the budget, it's not even $2 billion. And we can find ourselves indebted for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 billion due to the nonsense that these people are doing. And then they're coming next week to lie again. They're coming to lie about documents, and we showed you that they got documents. We showed you. Mr. Gregory Boyens said to you, look, the people asked me about the documents. I tell them if I could ask if I could speak to this person, I could speak to the secretary. They gave me permission. I spoke to them. I told them what to do. We spoke with the secretary. Says yes, she know nobody didn't ask her, but she know what it is. They got the documents. Mr. Cadgington Hood confirmed that since July of 2022, so just a couple weeks after they were sworn in, that he approached the Prime Minister on behalf of GPG for them to move on production and doing the other things. They asked for documents and he provided documents. And we all know that there was a letter. Where did I put that letter? But I showed you the letter last night from Mr. Nazim Burke, where they confirmed the receipt of the documents. Now they're still talking about the documents. If you have to send documents to me, and I know you have to send 30 documents to me, and you send 25. After I acknowledge receipt of the 25, I'm going to put a further note and say, hey, you were supposed to send 30, still outstanding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is how you would do it. On that letter, there is no such thing. Yeah, there is no such thing. I showed you all the letter that was sent. I showed it to you all on March the 25th, 2024. And all in 2025, he was claiming that they're missing this and they're missing that. They don't have documents. And these are all the letters all the documents that they acknowledged receiving. Yeah, and it was signed by V. Nazenberg. So when they come speaking about they don't have documents, and again, I'm telling you all, go to Grenada oil files. Let me see what it is again. Yeah, Grenada. It's oil files, Grenada. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just getting the exact page there. Yeah. I just want to make sure that I'm giving you the proper thing. Grenada oil files. So if you go to Grenada oil files, you will be able to get a lot of the documents there. You'll get the timeline of one of the different documents. And so that latest letter is not on that site. So I don't know. Maybe they might put it up. They might not put it up. I'm not sure. But that latest document that I showed you there from Mr. Nazenberg isn't on the site. But the other documents are there. Not all of them. Just a sampling of some of the documents are there. Yeah, are up on the site. You, any Grenadian, can go there and check it out for themselves. Any Grenadian can go there tonight, tomorrow, whenever, and check it out. Download it and all. Print it if you want, so that you have copies of it to read. And know that those letters went unanswered. That is the situation that we are in right now with oil and gas. Yeah? So I just thought that I would remind you all and give a synopsis. Yeah? And then they keep talking about the Russian deal. And there are no Russians involved. Let me just say that once again for clarity. There are no Russians involved. Yeah? They're Cypriots. They're from Cyprus. They speak Russian, but they are not Russian. Because all in the newspapers, all over, you kept see people talking about the Russian oil, little Russian oil, little Russian oil. It's not Russians. Yeah? They are not Russians. So I just wanted to clarify that. Because I know some of them want to spin it. So I'm saying it clear. They are not. Folks, they also had this week the digital, that digital bill. I'll deal with that next week. I was going to deal with it this week and I decided to hold back on it to do some more reading. Yeah, I didn't want to just come and deal with it. I wanted to do a bit more reading on that particular one. See how I'm moving. See how so we'll be dealing with that one next week. Next week is going to be a busy week for us, huh? This is about see how I'm moving. See how I'm Slatter, the big guy. To my friends out there in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, I hope that you all have a fabulous weekend this weekend, huh? Yeah, we know that the anniversary is coming up, isn't it? Yeah, the anniversary of Hurricane Beryl is fast approaching, yeah? Side taking a jump when the man come a step side. All the problems we go avoid them. Look, take a shot and just free up now. And let me warn you all, your problem just leave on that. Let me give a general warning here. And you all will soon understand why I'm saying what I'm saying, because sometimes it is not wise to speak on certain things at certain times. Sometimes knowing something doesn't mean that you have to speak on it immediately. But what I will say here is this. Do not take lightly when I say check the voters list with a fine-tooth comb. Let me repeat again. Do not take lightly when I say check the voters list with a fine-tooth comb. Don't take it easy. Don't take it lightly. It's serious business. There are several seats. The NDC knows, and I won't go into the details, but the NDC knows that at the present time, had they called the elections on Sunday, they would lose. That's why they didn't call it. If they're so brave and they think that they had how much thousands of people there, which isn't true, but if they think they had how much thousands of people there and they have so much heavy support, they would have called the election. They could not call the election because they know for a fact that if they call that election now, they would lose. No if, no what, no but about it. They could dance merengue in the market square with 2 calabash and a yellow candle. They would lose. They know it for a fact. They could go and get all the monkey in Granatang, register them and bring them to vote. They would lose. See some people talking about margins. Mr. V. Nazenberg won by over 1,000 votes in 203 and 208. Win by a pile of votes, still get licks. Over 1,000, still get licks the next election. So all who want to believe that you win by how much 1,000 and you're safe, stay there. Stay there. Nobody is safe. Do your work. Don't point to any seat and just say, well, they never beat us here and they can't beat us here. Because they are planning what is called voter padding. And I don't know if everybody understands when we say voter padding what we mean. They're going to cheat. They're going to attempt to thief the election. And the way that they're going to do that is by putting additional voters in places to give them more numbers. Remember, on election morning, you start at 0. Everybody starts at 0. And by the time the polls close, you have to make sure that you move the furthest away from 0 so that you can win. The person who moves the furthest from 0 is the person who wins. The person who stays closest to 0, you lose. And if they can get enough people onto the electoral scroll in your area who have illegally registered there, who should not have been registered there, who, when you check the law does not allow for them to be registered there, and they get these people to register in your area. Remember, election morning, the qualifying criteria to vote in a Grenadian election is that your name is on the voters list. Once your name is there, you don't have to have your voter identification card. You don't have to have it. You don't have to have any form of identification. You could lose it. That is why the law says the qualifying criteria is your name is on the voters list. So if you have to protect your constituency, if you have to make sure that only people, you can't go and do nothing about it election day. After the election call, that time is a bit late too. You have to do it now. So next week, as of the 30th of June, the consolidated voters list has to be made available by the Parliamentary Electoral Office. The main office. They have to make that list available for all and any Grenadians to peruse. That means everybody that's registered. Me, you, everybody that's registered. You have to take the time and go through that list for your area and any other area that you're familiar with and get off the names of those people that shouldn't be there. There will also be another list that will be published. That is the addendum, which contains only the people registered between the 1st of April and the 30th of June. Which is why some of you may say, well, okay, Sheldon put something there tonight for the program. Why saying only 2 days to register, Sheldon? No. Because if you do not register on Monday and you do not register by the end of the day, Tuesday, your name staying right there until the next addendum. Or if the election is called and they have to produce an addendum, then your name may appear there. Or they could always leave it out and say, well, we make a mistake, and then what do you do? So you need to get to the registration office on Monday or Tuesday and make sure you're registered. It has to remain the case. I'm not saying it has to become the case. I said it has to remain the case that when I call a constituency out of the blue and I'm speaking to people, I say, how much people are registered this week? That you could give me a nice figure in the double numbers and triple numbers. I like it when I hear that. I love it. I know we head in the right direction. Because don't take it for granted. Understand what is taking place here. Do not take it for granted that the NDC administration plays the NDC homecoming. This is not a government of Grenada homecoming. The NDC homecoming within the final week for registration. Don't think that happened just so. They placed the last set of the homecoming when you have the last set of days for registration. It doesn't mean you can't register next week Wednesday. No, you could register next week Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. You can register those days as well. But when you register those days, your name appears in the next addendum, which I think is when? September, October, somewhere down there. That's when your name appears in the addendum, and then after 7 days it goes to the consolidated list. But you don't want to take that chance. You want to make sure that your name is on the voters list. You want to make sure your name is on that addendum that comes out next week. Go and register Monday. Some of you playing too much games. I nearly use an adjective I shouldn't use on air. Some of you playing too much games. We go next week, and we go next week, and we stop it. Go Monday or Tuesday, go. And when you go, keep a note of who the other people around you going and register are. We want to know if some of them who should not be registering because they do not meet the legal requirements. We want to know if they did. Because remember, I told you, they put the homecoming for this week into next week. The final opportunity, and they keep telling the people, come and register, come and register. Even though they know that what they're telling the people is illegal, come and register, come and register, come and register. So you have to be the policeman of the voters list. We have to police the voters list. We have to police the registration officers and the registration offices. We have to make sure that no illegality wins any election for anybody. I've seen it in other countries. I've seen it throughout this region. And the NDC is associated with certain political parties that do that sort of thing in other countries within our region. They pad the list here. You turn your head so and you watch, by the time you watch back, 400 people on the list in your constituency. You win the constituency by 150 the last time around, and you lose. You lose by 300 this time around, and you're asking yourself how. When all of a sudden, 400 people who had nothing to do with your constituency did not reside there. Some of them may have been on a constituency next door, and all of a sudden, they fly like Ligaruni night and they end up in your constituency on the list. Some of them may come from all other places or first time registering, and they do not belong to your constituency, but they're there. And they get to vote on election day because you did not remove them. And you can remove them. You have to look, find out who they are, fill out the proper forms, and make the complaint. And make sure You take a note of when you make the complaint, who you make the complaint to. Make sure the process is recorded so they can't say that you didn't do it. Because they go say it, you know. They go say, no, nobody made a report about these 10 people. So these 10 people could stay on the list. They have to be able to vote. You don't know when the date is, if it's right after Carnival. You don't know if it's as soon as school open. You don't know if it's before the 19th of October. You do not know. We do not know. And as such, we have to continue in our state of preparation, our state of readiness for whenever it is called. They knew if they called that election Sunday gone, they'd be gone. You feel they want to give up the diplomatic passport and the fat salaries? You feel they want to give up all the diplomatic perks and so on for them and their cronies? They didn't want to give it up easy. But if they thought that they could have won, if they thought that the rally was big and they had all this thing, they would have called the election date. And my friend Kaya, I'm making sure and tell you tonight that the first seat that must come in must be St. Andrew Northwest. The people of St. Andrew Northwest have been hurt. Yeah? They have been hurt. They got up last election morning when the rest of the nation was going against the New National Party. They stayed true to the NNP. Not to the particular candidate, because many people told me, is NNP they're voting for? They stayed true to the New National Party. So those of you in St. Andrew Northwest have a special responsibility. You have a special responsibility. You have the responsibility of ensuring that Delma Thomas only visits the parliament in the visitors gallery after the next election. You have the responsibility to make sure that she does not ever get the opportunity to hurt the people of St. Andrew Northwest like that again. I want to make sure that that is the place I go election night and enjoy the victory, you know, because the victory coming. But I want to enjoy it in St. Andrew Northwest. And all you must make sure that all you're early enough, so have enough time to come up the road and start the bacchanal. Yeah? Make sure that you all are doing the work. Teacher Lisa is a wonderful person, a wonderful individual who I know, I ain't guess, I ain't feel, who I know will be an excellent representative of the people of St. Andrew Northwest. We're not looking at all them other people they sending and all kind of thing. This is a race for the New National Party and the National Democratic Congress. And we have to make sure that we make an example of number 10 on election day. Yeah, you can't take my vote and sell it. You can't take my vote and give it away. That was my vote. I take it and I give it to you. And you cannot take it and do as you want with it. And since they do what they want with it, it is time to take it back. And we're giving it to Teacher Lisa. And those of you in the NDC, in St. Andrew Northwest, who are upset, who have labored in the vineyard since the days of Arlene Walker, and now you see the same person you was fighting about, who he was fighting against, come in and lord it over you. After you made sure you get up and you supported another Thomas, you see this Thomas is now in front of you, who is not originally one of you, and you feel aggrieved at the situation. I am saying that there is a solution to that problem. On election day, vote for Teacher Lisa. If you don't know it's Teacher Lisa, just look for where the house is and put your mark next to it. You don't even have to look for the name. Look for the symbol of the house. Yeah? The house. Look for it. And put your symbol. Put your X next to it. Don't put anything else but the X. Just make a nice little X. As they say in Creole, a tikwa. You're making sure and you put your tikwa next to the house on election day. Make no bones about it. Make no bones about it. They are running scared. You see them running all over the place now? You look at the parliament this week, you would realize who some of the weakest, all of them weak, but who some of the weakest NDC candidates are. When you ever hear Karine James speaking 3 and 4 times in a parliament sitting? When have you ever seen Karine James speaking 3 and 4 times in a parliament sitting? Because you know what's going on with her? Total blowout. When have you ever seen Joseph Andal getting up and speaking more than once, multiple times in one parliament sitting? He knows that the 2 St. Patrick seats have gone to the new National Party. And he's trying a rearguard action right now to save it all. But too late shall be the cry. Because many people in St. Patrick East and St. Patrick West, when they go in and vote, the people of St. Patrick West, when they go in and vote, they shall be remembering what happened to Norman Gilbert. They shall remember when he was demoted from being a permanent secretary. Ashanti Melman was demoted from being a permanent secretary where he was in a position to help Shanti Mel people and the people of St. Patrick. A person who has shown from childhood to be a dedicated person to the people of Grenada and in particular to St. Patrick. That instead of looking at his bright prospects and saying this is somebody that we need to have as part of government that is willing to work for the people of Grenada, he was demoted. He was sent to office that eventually, we know what it caused. That is why up to today, they cannot reopen the Ministry of Education. They sent out notice today again. They cannot open the Ministry of Education. And there's a reason they can't open it, because they know occupational health and safety matters. They know the mold inside there and what it is doing to the lungs of the workers inside there. Norman Gilbert paid the ultimate price. They know it. They well know it. And that is why you see they're telling, they say we could only operate by phone and email. They can't send people to work inside there. Had the man in our office with mold, black mold. And then they come in to tell you people, like the one that does look like, anyway, let me leave that alone. But one of them who call himself a St. Patrick man, for him to stand up for another St. Patrick man who lost his life because of what these people did to him. The embarrassment when they tried to embarrass him, want to send him back to school. His own teachers' union wouldn't stand up for him. The public workers' union had to stand up for him to ensure that he did not end up going back to sit down in a school like they did him between 2008 and 2013 when they sent him to teach a non-existent class. That is what they did to him that time. And they come back trying to do wickedness to him again. And then come down, sit down in the funeral like if Olio and him was good friend. Go to hell. You wicked. Wicked. And don't worry, the day will come when the people of Shantimel, the people of St. Patrick will pay you all back in spades. When they go to vote election morning, remember Norman. Remember the countless other people, like the ladies in Karakou, who were summarily dismissed. The policemen who get cussed, and then they go and boast after a cuss the police. Officers, when all you go in and vote, remember that. Remember these people that have done so many things to so many people throughout this country, who promise you 500 houses a year. But like the 500 houses, It's their houses that they building. Who building big house here? Who building big house there? Making sure they set up themselves and their family. Who buying property under family members' name? Who was saying they broke and now telling people win, lose or draw set for life? Remember these people. Remember the plight of the people in Carriacou still living under tarpaulin. Still under tarpaulin in Carriacou. Those who house they start and they leave it since June last year. We finish in June now and they ain't come back and start anything with them yet. Remember those people. The time is coming. They're coming in front of your door. They already start. I ain't saying be disrespectful to them, but let them know what time it is. Because when you go to the supermarket, they have done nothing to reduce the prices for you there. When you take your vehicle and you pull up by the gas station, when the NNP was telling them leave the thing in place at 15, they change it to 17 and then trying to convince you to disrespect your parents' sacrifice to send you to school by telling you that $17 a gallon is better than 15. Disrespecting your intelligence. Craziness. Folks, it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to open the phone lines. 440-7377. You can call us directly. You can call us on the WhatsApp on that same number as well. So you can call us on either number. Yeah, you can call us on WhatsApp or you can call us on the straight line. So you can call us on either one. And folks, there's a situation that's going on in St. John. Yesterday on the police briefing, the same one the DPP should have never be on, they did speak to that particular issue of the Fisherman's birthday celebrations. And I'm going to play it for you because there's something deeper behind this. And I'll explain to you all in a while. Because you have to listen carefully. Sometimes not only to what is being said, but what is not being said.
Yes, good afternoon again. I just wanted to share some light. I want the RGPF to share some light on the situation in Guave with respect to there's an ongoing issue in Guave where the people was told that the upcoming Fisherman's birthday celebration, there are plans to have that celebration not move, but have the stage that is normally held placed on the road in Guave. I'm just asking whether or not that's a final decision. I spoke to Superintendent Rodney this morning. I want to address it here. Whether this is a final decision, whether it came from the RGPF, or was it a decision taken by the divisional commander in St. John's with respect to the Fisherman's birthday celebration upcoming in the town of Guave.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. I did mean to respond to share some light on this earlier on. There was no final decision that was taken today. The decision and the position of the RGPF was taken more than a month ago. So it's not today. And I'm going to share with you what has happened. We meaning the RGPF, not the divisional commander, and I want to make that clear. The divisional commander carry out the wishes and the policies of the RGPF. The divisional commander is not a commissioner of our own and is not responsible for all of the decision making in the police force. So the policy of the RGPF is that we do not, in areas where we think there are safety and security issues, will not be allowing activities in the public road that can impact our responses negatively. So let me just give you a little background to all of this. More than a month ago, the committee in Guave was told that some of our fire trucks that we have, and if you look around Grenada, you will see them, they are larger than the older ones that we have had before. Blocking that main thoroughfare in Guave put some pressure on these large vehicles through the narrow roads should something happen. One may say, well, nothing is going to happen. We don't know that. But as the premier law enforcement agency in the country, we have to look into the future. We have to, forecast, and we have to make strategic decisions. The smaller vehicles, now, let me just back up a bit. Somebody said to me yesterday in a conversation, traditionally, we've had this stage in the road in Gov. And I said, yes, traditionally we did that. But traditionally, we only had 5,000 vehicles in Grenada too. Now we have over 60,000 vehicles on island. We see it every day. We see the congestions every day. Some small, some medium size, some large. Those by roads in Gov that we have been using over the years to allow the celebration to go on, we have done our assessment with the traffic department. We have done our assessment with our fire department. We have done the work on the ground and made a decision that it is no longer feasible. It is no longer safe to allow these large vehicles through this narrow road. All the vehicles are competing for these narrow roads in Guav, the big ones and the large ones. And I want to dispel some notion as it relates to Guav. Nobody said there is no fisherman's body. Nobody said there is no street activities. Nobody said there is no DJ music. I'm saying that because I've engaged with some of the population in Guav yesterday. The only request that the RGPF has made is to say we do not or we will not allow a permanent fixture to be placed on the public road, and that is the widest part of the road that connects the southern part of the island to the northern part of the island. That is the only thing we have said. We've provided some alternatives as to where a stage can go, this stage can go, that does not allow the road to be blocked. The DJs on the side of the street, nothing happens with that. That remains the same. The crowd jumping up in the street, nothing happens with that. The intention here is, should the ambulance, the fire truck, the larger trucks on island wishes to pass that cannot use the by road, the crowd could easily split, open the center, allow the vehicle to pass, and business as normal. And hence the reason why we are objecting to putting a permanent fixture across the road, because we are now forcing some of the larger vehicles into some of the smaller areas, competing with the 60,000 vehicles we have on island. This is no longer feasible. We no longer can do this. And that has nothing to do with Guav. In fact, Victoria, sometime in April or May, asked us to block, what's that thing, Queen Street, for the same purpose. And we have denied. So this is not a Guav issue. This is a safety issue. And we don't make this decision because we have feelings about it. We make those decisions after doing the analysis on the ground, after taking our traffic personnel, our fire personnel, and everybody else who are involved in the decision making to advise, can we continue to do this, yes or no? And the decision is taken, we cannot continue to do that. Should something happen, we cannot move our large fire truck through those narrow roads. The larger trucks on island, privately owned trucks, will have difficulties traversing those minor roads, competing with all the other vehicles. So what we propose to do is let the smaller vehicles divert and use the smaller roads at the back, but the larger and emergency vehicles should continue to use the widest part of Guav so that we can respond if we need to. And we don't think this is unreasonable. We have no intention of stopping Fisherman's body. We all know the traditional and historical nature of Fisherman's body. That can't stop and wouldn't stop. All we're asking is please relocate the stage and don't have it block across the road so we can't move if we need to. That's all we're asking. Everything else about Fisherman's body remains the same. And I just thought I wanted to clear the air on this. Please position the stage somewhere else where the road can be used by emergency vehicles wishing to use it.
Now, let me just say something on this matter. As a child, I used to suck finger. No matter what you do, I used to suck finger. Bad. See that finger? Used to suck finger. Ask any of my brothers and sisters. They know Sheldon used to suck finger bad. Auntie Doreen, I know you're listening. I used to suck finger bad. Just grab a piece of cloth and sucking finger. One of the most difficult things to do was get me to stop sucking finger. You couldn't just pull my finger out my mouth and tell me don't suck finger and I stop. It took a period of time and constant effort to get me to stop sucking finger. Putting aloes on it, I just wash it off. It took a period of time for me to know time to stop suck finger. My son right now has a blanket. He's had this blanket since he was a little baby before he could walk. He does not give up this blanket. He does go all over with this blanket. He loves this blanket. 7 years old, since he's a baby in the crib, he had this blanket and he always pulling this. Right now, he lie down with this blanket. Right now, as we speak, he lie down with this blanket. Loves that blanket. I know that I have to take the blanket away from him. But I know I can't just grab the blanket and go with it because he does be searching. Even when I take it and I wash it and so on, he's searching all over. He's looking for it. It wet and he still take it. It dry now. Check and see it dry now. He doesn't suck finger, but he likes to have the blanket, to hug it. He likes the blanket. I know I will have to take it from him. I'm the parent. I know that I have to take this blanket from him. He can't think. He can't go to school with it. He knows that. He knows if we're going in town, he can't go with it. But the moment he reach home, beeline, straight for the blanket. I know that I can't just do it, yank it from him. I have to take some time and I have to speak with him and I have to ease him off from it. And I'm saying that when it comes to things that people are emotionally connected to, and in this instance, it is culturally and emotionally connected to. So the people of St. John, and we always say Guelph, but it's the people of St. John, inclusive of Guelph, the town of Guelph, they are emotionally and culturally connected to this. And therefore, if you are going through the process of trying to change it, you have to do that with a level of emotional intelligence. You have to do that over a period of time. No one is saying that the police do not have valid points that they are putting forward, the fire truck car pass and so on. But you are hearing people who have been on the committee before, and simple people who they've never been on committee or anything, but they know what has happened. They say, well, okay, usually all you just put a fire truck up there and one down there, so anything happen, you have a fire truck up there and you have one down there. You're hearing from different people now. And I'm saying now is not when you're supposed to be having that discussion. Now is not when you're supposed to be having all these suggestions. Communication with the people who matter most. Because when things getting cancelled, and I saw the letter, the press release by the Guelph Improvement Committee where they said that they having the other activities, but they're cancelling the stage show. I did see that letter a little earlier today. Yeah? So they're having the other activities that they usually have, but they're not doing the stage show, which is a highlight that a lot of folks go to. I seen Brigo, all kind of thing up in Guelph, going up to Fisherman Friday. I know at a point in time, when you hear Fisherman Friday, so a lot of artists used to come to try and bust the tune in Fisherman Friday. And then you go Fisherman Friday and then you see carnival activities thing, Police Week, all these things going down the road. And then after that, you know, you're heading to Rainbow City and into carnival itself. Yeah? But we've seen what happened to Rainbow City. So the people of Guelph are wary, very wary of seeing the fisherman's birthday celebration in Guelph become similar to what has happened to Rainbow City. Because we know that Rainbow City gone through. No if what about it. We see that Rainbow City crash and burn. It is no longer what we knew it in the 1990s and early 2000s. It gone through. Yeah, we know that. And the people of Guelph don't want to see the same thing happen to them. So they are worried, and you have to see it from their perspective as well. I understand the police position, but I also understand the people in Guelph who went and buy a 10 case of drinks because they know the stage does be there and they know they won't get a liquor sale. Not just the shops and the stores and them things along the road to where the stage does be, but the other people who might have a little cooler, who might pull out a whole fridge and they put the ice inside there and they pack the drinks and they know the place go ram, so they go make some money. And they might take that same money and spin it back into carnival in Gov and so on now to make the money to send the children to school in September. You have to understand how the economy of the area works. You have to understand that there is an emotional attachment, like I had to my finger, and as my son have to his blanket. There is an emotional attachment. And therefore, you cannot just wrap and break that emotional attachment. You have to do it carefully over a period of time while maintaining the integrity and cultural nature of the activity, the historical nature of the activity. You have to look at that as well. You can't just wrap and done. So we need to see when things like this, because when I told you that you have to read between the lines, what the police are basically saying there is also no political meetings in road and thing again, you know. All you realize that is what's going on there. It's starting, well, not with the 29th of June, because as they mentioned, they did it in Victoria. And it means now when the political season has started, you won't be having the meetings in the road in different places like you used to have your block off a road and you have a meeting there. They're saying no, they're not going to be doing that. So I hope the political party understands, because I know they know that already. The other side knows that already. You're now being told you're going to have your meetings in the plain fields or a side road or some kind of thing. If they decide, because they say the main thoroughfare, a side road might be okay, so they might allow you in a side road, but the main road, no way. So it means that even the political meetings in the campaign season won't be taking place. And to an extent, you understand that, to an extent, because, for instance, many years ago, Sugar Mill was a meeting place. Many years ago, there were political meetings that were held at Sugar Mill Junction. And you used to see people all direction in the road down in Sugar Mill Junction, the whole of political meeting there. But me and you know they can't do that now. The volume of traffic that passes there, heading up to the East Coast, heading up to the West Coast, heading up to wherever, heading up to Calivini and so on, Woodlands, going into Lansapine, all of that going up the road to True Blue, going to the airport. And so we know that it can't happen again. I'm not saying that's the same situation in St. John. Who feels it knows it. I ain't living there. I am not the one that went and take all the local money I save up and what I asked my cousin in the UK to send for me and my sister who living in Canada to send for me. I have no sister in Canada, just saying. But my sister in Canada to send for me to make up to buy a 10 case of drinks to try and turn my hand. Or buy a 2 case of chicken to make the national dish chicken and chips. I am not the person that did that and have it sit down and now realizing what I expected to make the money out of with that is not going to be taking place in the way that I thought it would take place. Emotional intelligence. Try to understand where the other person is coming from. Try to understand their perspective. Yeah? Try to understand what they are going through. Folks, let me open the phone line. Someone was calling a while ago, but I had to finish what I was saying. 440-7377 440-7377. That is the number. You can call direct and you can call on the WhatsApp. Yeah? So 440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get onto tonight's program.
You know, see how I'm moving, you know, see how I'm walking, you know, see how I'm jumping, you know, see how I'm petting, I do business up or down, you know, see how I'm moving, you know, see how I'm walking, you know, see how I'm jumping, I do business up or down.
Yes, indeed, it's now 18 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock. And it's time for you to have your say, going right up until 10. Yes, and we're doing a hard stop at 10 tonight. We ain't going until 1/4 and 1/2. No, 10 is 10, yeah?
That my thing, we no want them. Just keep them far from work. Sexy girl, them winding up the pretty little backside, taking a jump. When the man come a step side, all the problems, we go avoid them. Yeah. Take a shot and just free up now. You see your problem, just leave them now.
got to work hard, cause only one life you gon' live, yeah. You don't see how I'm moving, you don't see how I'm acting, you don't see how I'm jumping, you don't see how I'm fending. I the business up or down, you don't see how I'm moving, you don't see how I'm acting, you don't see how I'm jumping. I the business up or down.
Also, I've heard that some work has started on the Cloger Road again. Yeah, wait until rainy season when the water. Okay, yeah, smart, brilliant, yeah. And we have a call on the line. Hello, good night. Oh boy, let me see. Oh dear, what have I done here? Yes, hello, good night.
Clock it.
Hey, clock it, my dear. How you do?
Not too bad, and you?
I'm good.
So I want to throw out a little something tonight. Our celebration Fisherman birthday in St. George's will be cancelled until maybe next week or the week after.
Mm-hmm.
Because what happened now, if we don't speak, nobody knows what's going on. You understand? Last year we had a 29 June, they sabotage us. And this year, like they do the same thing this year. Because up to now, Sheldon, they don't say, well, all right, fisherman, get the vendor, get the fisherman and have a little conversation with them. If I don't ask a question, nobody knows.
So let me ask you, do you all have a committee?
Well, we had an organization in the Ollies, where the organization come and the flap because of, tremendous benefit.
Mm-hmm.
So that put it, tremendous benefit. And he come and he flap, and then after every 29 June, they always give us a little change every year. Government give us a little money. It's $3,000 they're always giving us every year.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, when we organized, well, the people don't show up, nobody don't show up, so they sabotage us. When the media come, they say that Mr. Redding said, blah, 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 is the case, and, that gone through.
Mm-hmm.
But this year now, Mr. Gibbs in charge, that is he's the manager for upstairs. I called him one day, he said, I said, Mr. Gibbs, what about 29 June? Oh, I tell Mr. Richard that you all talk to you all concerning because with the minister and the PS, I don't know, they organize what they do or what they don't do. Things was not staying in place, so up to now we ain't get a cent.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Normally, Sheldon, every time we have to get money for 29 June, we have to take out the money from our own pockets and spend that $3,000 and they give us the check, we put back the money. But this year, not taking place. I want to say, Sheldon, Tongue is the main fish market in the heart of Tongue. All fish where they come in St. George's. And now we have to have the activities. Nothing is very embarrassed and very nice to the customers and to the fishermen and feed vendors. He ain't looking nice.
Mm-hmm. No.
He ain't looking nice, Sheldon.
So this is the second year you said this sort of thing has been taking place. Why don't you all form don't you all form a proper committee that is going to represent the fishermen and the fish vendors and so on, and you all become in charge of the thing?
You see what I'm saying, Sheldon? Let me tell you something now. You have a lot of hypocrite fish vendors and other hypocrite fishermen. They're telling you one thing now, and behind your back, they come and they starving you.
Mm.
I don't want to stand up and say anything bad about nobody. I don't want to say nothing, but you see these people and them, let them leave them with ease.
Mm. Okay.
Because when you're talking and say something, they look, oh, this and that, let us come together without government to give us we could come together every year. Fisherman and fishermen could come and have our own stuff. We don't want to wait on the government to give us nothing. We working whole year. Fisherman could put us a little money, and fishermen could put a little box and put a little saving, and we could do a thing. Mm-hmm. But them fishermen, when they come, like you ask them for a pound of fish, selling, a 5 pound of fish, they don't want to give you. A little $100 to put in it, they don't want to give you. I want to say, oh, government give all the money, but the money what they give us, it doesn't enough. $3,000, what that could buy?
But you can't even pay for the DJ with that.
You understand? We have to come
By
with
the time
own
you
money
pay
out of
the-
pocket, and I just spend a lot of money.
By the time you pay for the DJ
I
and
just
the tent,
spend
that
a lot of
done.
money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
DJ
I know
and
as if
tent.
man was something they're not putting out. They're not putting out. And when they come, they want fried fish. They want this. They bring their friend. They want drink. They want. I want to tell them all right. Let me hold up on the bar. Oh, government thing. I have never government, and the others will be getting on. That's how they'll be getting on. So I decide, Sheldon, I'll be taking up myself on 29 June. If they want to give us the money next week, I want Fisherman, give them the harvesting what they say, but I won't be there.
I think what we need to be doing is finding ways that we can work together for things like that. So the fishermen and the vendors, I would advise that you all try to find a way to work together and not just say, let's just forget it and let me just put everything aside and I don't take in part. But let's see if we can find some common ground and work
Yeah,
together.
but
And
Sheldon, let me tell you.
I'm hoping that there's somebody that can step forward and say, I will lead the process and bring the fishermen this way and bring the vendors this way so that we could have a nice time together. Only working hard whole
Well,
year.
Sheldon, we have a
Whole
Melville
year.
Street. Listen
Only
to
working
me.
hard whole year. All right.
Exactly. We have a Melville Street cover, but we don't register it as yet. We just started forming it in late last year. But we don't get together to register it as yet, you know?
Yeah.
We have a Melville Street corporation, but we don't register it as yet.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? We ain't register it as yet because the business we don't register yet. But we working on that, you know? We working on that. But what I'm saying,
Are you afraid to
Fisherman could come together.
Are you afraid to go buy Kaji and let him register it for all you? I mean, it go cost a look at something.
No,
but there's nothing. All you go buy Kaji, man. You go fix all you up.
No, we don't
Mr. K.
because they have a man. Well, the man there, and you know, he does every time we have a little meeting, he call us. We have a little because we want to get the little fish and thing going to the BBI, you know.
Yeah.
So we organize it ourselves.
Okay, good.
We
Lovely.
organize this, but Fisherman could do better than Sheldon.
Lovely.
Fisher folks in St. George's could do better. They could do better. Because when we have your activity, once the brewer walking, cooking, walking, and doing all kind of stuff, and everybody coming and eat and enjoy themselves. They don't even look at that. Everybody that we put their hands together and work, but they're not doing it. Every year, once the people are walking, that is not nice. Sheldon, we could have a little box. Every week, we put a little $100 in, and we could make everything grand. We don't have to sit down and depend on government.
Okay.
Fisherman
Well,
making money.
You song as one of the people that have to lead it. So I'm hoping that next year I ain't hearing this story again. Because this is not about government, this is not about other people, this is about you all learning to work together. So we're hoping that next year I could be hearing all you have a nice thing, all you go say Sheldon pass. We have a nice piece of steamed fish there for you. And we know you can't drink the alcohol, so we have some nice tamarind juice there for you.
Well, next year when the new national party come in power.
No, well, I said it has to depend on government. That is all you're doing on your own thing. Yeah?
Sheldon, let me tell you something, eh? 4 years now, I want to tell you something now. 4 years, the Prime Minister in office. Eh? This minister never put the foot in the fish market and say, vendors, how you all doing? How is it said? How is business? No way at all, Sheldon. Never come in the fish market. And I tell you, once Mr. Ron Reddit came, because when we going to talk about the grill with the holes on them, that's the only time Mr. Ron Reddit came. I never come back in the fish market.
They go come now. You just say it. So they come now.
Once Miss Claudette came and she passed and she greet and she go, the next 2 weeks, however, she come and get a meeting upstairs. The woman put her head like she don't know about in the fish market. But I just tell them, when you hear election close, they just come and say this and say that. So when you hear people come and they embarrass them, I don't hope they say nothing, but I won't do it, you know. But I know they will get a lot of embarrassment. You understand? They have to do better than that, Sheldon.
All right,
they have to do better than that.
All right. Okay, my
come
dear.
out and greet the people, come out and meet the people, come out and say how the state, how the things going, how business going.
Let's see.
Look, we had the glut. Look, we had a fish man. Nobody don't come and sell us nothing. Nobody don't come and ask how are the trade, how are they going with that fish man? What is it? You know, nobody at all selling. Nobody.
All right. My dear, I had to make a special time and pass in the fish market. I know I have not been for a while. So I had to pass in the market. At one if I passed since I did pass since I come back. So I had to pass.
Yeah, because you see what happened now. I like when MTV come and I give me views. You see GBN, they are very hypocrite people in GBN. Have a good night, Sheldon, and God bless you.
All right, my dear. Yes, indeed, folks. 440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. 440-7377. And yeah, I mean, I hope that you all get together.
Crying out.
We have a caller. Hello, good night.
I am the voice of one crying out in the wilderness.
Cry out, Pastor. Cry out.
How are you, Sheldon and the boys?
We're good, man. Everybody's good.
Right. While I may understand some of the statement that Mr. Cohen made as it relates to the present situation at Guam, but they have to be careful how they treat that situation. And I believe that when coming to Fisherman body in Guam, I think that is the biggest. That is the biggest. And I believe in a time like now, where the economy of Grenada, it basically hit rock bottom. And definitely, I has a lot of relative from Guam. I really come out from Guam, Sheldon, Lorito, and Dr. Bell originally. Of that side. And I speak to a lot of people in Guam, and, as it relates to Fisherman birthday, some of them invite me to come up. And I know that a lot of them had spent a lot to really celebrate Fisherman birthday and also to make some money. But it appears to me also that, my grandmother always used a word and say, if you don't break, don't fix it. I mean, not to say that they're spending, a whole year, on the road to do what they are accustomed doing for years. But on the other hand, again, it seems to me that this present administration wants to re-order Grenadians, like they want to rebuild Grenada. Because I could remember when they newly came in, go down to the Port Highway, yes. I mean, the area there is not looking too nice. And we would have been glad if they can be able to do something to enhance the area, because that is on the port. But then this high-handed approach they take to just want to move out people and just break out the place. I think they have a history of wanting to do those things, which basically I believe that those things will normally backfire. You understand what I'm saying? And for people to spend all this amount of money and looking forward for a very good day in Fisherman birthday and to come to get this news, when I look at it, a lot of people has been upset. So it seems to me that while I agree with some of the statement that Mr. Cohen made, but I believe presently right now, the way that this administration is operating in Grenada, I believe that some of them are acting like bullies. You understand? Because I could remember that when the law was to pass for the Civil Responsibility Act, and my God, Grenadian had us to stand up against these people. The people on Port Highway had us to stand up because they realized, you don't just come and do things like that. And in all that, Sheldon, I find that where is the MP for the Guam area? Does that take effect on her, on her ministry as being the MP for the area? Is she saying anything as it relates to that? I don't know. She's supposed to come out and say something, because I mean that is her constituency. Finally, Sheldon, I want to let the Prime Minister, Mr. Deacon Mitchell, know, please do not disrespect the churches in Grenada, please. I don't like it. And I will tell you, Mr. Prime Minister, why I don't like it. Don't disrespect the churches in Grenada. In other words, Mr. Prime Minister, don't be a hypocrite. Mr. Prime Minister, you had Mr. Jonathan Lacret, who stood up with you, who walks with you, who prayed on God, who get hosts as a pastor that decide to help you on the campaign. That was your prayer warrior. You remember that? That was your prayer hug. You remember that? That was the man with the prayer voice. Mr. Deacon Mitchell, you remember that? And Mr. Deacon Mitchell, you put him in the position as the Minister of Sports. And he saw corruption. And as a pastor, he was honest enough to come to let you know what he saw, the high level of corruption as it relates to Lato. Mr. Prime Minister, the very said pastor that fight and put you in office with praise, the very said pastor that is honest enough to come to tell you what he saw, you fire him. He didn't do nothing wrong, Mr. Prime Minister. He was being earnest as a pastor. He has been earnest as a man of God, because that is what he knows. You, Mr. Deacon Mitchell, should have embraced the man and say, thank you very much for your honesty. I appreciate as a pastor what you did. You know what you did? You fire him. You humiliate the man and his whole entire family. But you still have your belly. After 4 years, you visiting churches. You ain't ashamed to know what you did, a pastor that was honest enough. But you end up going in churches now because election close. Stop. Stop disrespecting the church. Stop being a hypocrite. And those pastors that you is going to the churches now, if it was me, I would have tell you, you humiliated an honest man, Mr. Jonathan Lacret, which is a calling of the gospel. I need you to do one thing. Apologize to him for the pains and the humiliation that you had caused to that man. He was honest enough to tell you the wrong that was taking place, and you fire him. Once again, stop disrespecting the church for your own convenience. Stop it, and don't be a hypocrite and a vex. Take your Sheldon Scott.
Thank you very much, Pastor. You have a wonderful night. And you know, I found it kind of disrespectful when the Prime Minister made a statement about he's trying to liken himself to Jesus then. That he have a glass of wine and he had to find a way now to share this glass of wine with everybody. And so trying to liken himself as much as possible to Jesus. And callers who were calling a while ago, you can call now. Yeah, that he could liken himself to Jesus. And then he made some statement about Mr. Tillman Thomas being better, more forgiving than Jesus or some kind of thing. I mean, these blasphemous statements and so on. You see, when you're in a cult, the cult leader could make them kind of statements and it didn't mean nothing to the cult members, you know. He could make as many blasphemous statements as possible. And he could liken himself to be the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. And it don't really mean much to the members, to the cult members themselves. They see that as nothing. So that is what's taking place there. But Pastor raised an issue, and I had that note down as something that I had to raise. Mr. Jonathan Lacret, Pastor Lacret, my good friend, it is time to talk, eh? Yeah, it's time to talk. Time to remain silent, done. Time to remain, and this is not about getting back at anybody. If you know Jonathan Lacret, this is not about getting back at anybody. This is not about attacking anybody. But it's time to talk. Don't wait until election campaign time to come out and say what you have to say. What you know as facts. Come out now and talk. Don't let them be able to say, well, it's election, now we coming to try and sabotage. No, come out and say what you have to say. Because there's a lot that you know for a fact. Not that they think you know. Not that you might know. It's a lot that you know for a fact. It's time to come out and talk. Pastor Lacred, it is time to come out and talk. Let's go to the phone lines again. Hello, good night.
Say what you have to say.
Good night.
Fado.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Brother, what going?
I'm there, man. Go right ahead.
As you had Pastor on the line, I wanted you to ask him if he sees a correlation with the story of Jezebel to what's going on right now with baby Jesus in Grenada. I don't know if you could ask him to call back, but I would like for him to expound on that.
All right, no problem.
Give thanks.
Yeah, bless. And we have another caller on the line. Hello, good night.
Yes, good evening, Brother Sheldon.
Hey, Pastor, how you doing?
I'm all right.
All right, go right ahead.
Yeah, I just want to jump right in the footsteps of Pastor Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
And you rightly said a while ago, Sheldon, that that's a blasphemous statement that our Prime Minister has made.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not judging the pastors or the preachers that is within his administration in not telling him. I don't know if they mentioned that to him, but according to the scriptures, that you don't take lightly the things of God, or even the people of God. That statement that he made about Uncle Tilly is forgiven more than Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I think Uncle Tilly ought to rebuke him for that and make him just as Peter. Remember when Peter had healed one of the persons that was sick, and they came back. He came back to pay homage and to worship Peter, and he said, "Get up! Why are you kneeling before me? We are like passion. We are sinners. So, and then the wine thing, that is an attribute to Jesus. He turned water into wine, and many there at the feast, at the wedding of Cana, did enjoy the wine that he made. So, and really and truly, our Prime Minister, I don't know, as Mr. Pierre always saying, right, that this Prime Minister seems to be a fake. His character, his mannerism, his loud, boisterous, way of bringing up something. Everything seems to be a light moment for him. Nothing is serious. Look at what is going on in Grenada with the oil and gas thing. I mean, I know you're going to deal with that next week, please the Lord. But he is taking this thing lightly. This, as I said earlier this week, that it appears that a lawsuit could be staring us down like a bullet coming out of a gun nozzle, which means that it's more than likely it could happen. Yeah, the lies and all the false influence that is taking place in our country, sweeping wrong, as Pastor was saying, something like the corruption that was suggested, that was alleged taking place in Lotto, and he fired the whistleblower. He fired the pastor who made it based on his observation, and that was his ministry. And everything rises and falls on leaders. So he has taken himself out, making sure that he report the matter that he suspect was happening to the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister did not even take that thing serious. Right? Months after that, what he said came to pass. Listen, don't joke with the people of God. Don't take us lightly. I'm sorry that those within his footsteps that are endorsing all his wrongdoing and so on, They need to wake him up. They need to talk with him. I'm blaming them as well. You know, some of them are involved in politics more than him. Yes. Now, one thing before I go, numerous things, you know, but I will just summarize it in that short statement. That all of the things that we have brought forward to our Prime Minister and to his government about corruption and alleged wrongdoing, they need to address those things. Right in the mouth of election. You want to go into an election that way, well, you would forfeit many of your seats, if not all. Because the people of Grenada are smart, they're intelligent. And you realize they're keeping quiet, most of them. And even some of your supporters, they're keeping quiet because they realize that what NNP, the media, that putting out on the NNP platform and so on, from all the different radio, the programs that we have, name them, you know, the people are listening and they are recognizing that we have documents, we have voices, we have different things that we could prove what we are saying is truthful and can be trusted. Be careful. God is not sleeping. Almighty is taking records. And you're surprised to know, you know, I haven't been talking about obeah and witchcraft. Obedience is better, greater than sacrifices. Yes? And than the fats of rams. Obedience is better. The better thing is to obey Almighty God. Obey Him. And get smart in speaking the truth. Get smart in exposing lies and corruption. Get smart about leading this country and the people of Grenada right and confess to the people of Grenada. Ask for the forgiveness for the statement you made about the only reason why they get in is because we don't know the true and deceit. You need to repent about it. You need to turn around and ask Grenadians to forgive you because that is another nail in your political coffin, you know, sir. That's another nail. Right? So you need to recant a lot of your actions and a lot of your statements. Listen, God is taking note. Have a good night, sir.
Thank you very much, Pastor. You have a wonderful one yourself. Yes, indeed, folks. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. You can call us directly. You can call us on the WhatsApp as well. Yes, so you could call us directly. You can call us via WhatsApp. Lako, time to talk. Yeah, it is time to talk, Brother Lako. Yeah, you need to come out and talk. There's a lot of things that you know. A lot of things that you know that you need to come out and talk about. You need to come out and say what it is been happening. Yeah, you need to come out. Let people know what it is that has been happening and has been taking place. Come out and say it. Don't afraid. Yeah, don't afraid. Come out and say it. So folks, 440-7377, that is the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yes, indeed. Yeah. And we have roughly about 13 minutes. Let me see here. 13 minutes remaining on tonight's program. So it is your opportunity to call and say what you have to say as we closing off the week. Next week, they have oil and gas press conference. So, you know, we had to listen to that. We had to speak about that. I believe we'll be speaking on the digital economy, the digital bill that they bring forward. We're going to be talking about that one too. Yeah, the digital thing. We're going to be having a say on that. So we're talking about the oil and gas. We also will have the addendum and the general. That should be out. So we're going to have to be dealing with that as well. So there are several things we'll have to deal with next week. Yeah. And there's another issue. I won't say what it is right now that I will be having a special guest to speak about. So we have all them things and then we have to speak about them next week. I think we have a caller on the line. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon Scott, and good night to the Grenadian people who's
Camille Teresa Scott.
home and abroad. Yes, I lie down here and I'm listening to everybody that calling. You know, Sheldon, these things have to happen to us in Grenada. Because, first of all, I will not apologize for what I have to say. Grenadians is some of us is very ungrateful and bad mind. Look at what's going on in Goa with the fishermen. The fisherman's body is you have a representative for Goa. I can't remember the lady name.
Corinne James.
And that lady in come out to say nothing for the people of there. Most of these people go and sell so that they have the little money to buy the children books. And a lot of parents' children pass to go to another school. Right? King come out and say nothing. But it's good for some of us. It's good for some of us. Because on a lot of other radio programs, they will call Grenadians. Grenadians will call and say, Dr. Mitchell didn't do nothing for Grenada. And that has hurt me deep. You know why? Under the NNP government when it was remained, that would have never happened. That would have never happened. So they had to take somebody pay now. Because they take them out, they say, Kit Michelle and them didn't do nothing. Nothing for Grenada. And under NNP government, a lot of we as parents, children get opportunity under the NNP government to go and study. They get good jobs. They help their parents under the NNP. And I don't care what all you say and all you make comment, is the truth. Is the gospel truth. So we put a curse on our own self. And it's good. A those story. I have no to apologize for that. A those story. So what Deacon Michelle and the people do, it's good for y'all. Because I will say, keeping do nothing. Under NNP time, fisherman's body in town would have been nice. It would have been nice in Grenville. Because it have people that care about the poor class. I hear Miss Maureen say she never see the Prime Minister. He won't come in the fish house. A lot of us forget where we come from. Even some of the ministers, the Prime Minister and all the rest, ministers, they forget where they come from. So they ain't gonna come in the fish house. They order the fish line. He good. I'm not sorry. Let me see. I feeling it. I am not feeling it. I leave town since around 2 o'clock and I come in the house. Because nothing is going on. And the things happening to us as a people and we afraid to talk. If you speak out what's going on in Grenada, they go jail you for that. The jail can hold all of us. If you go to speak out what's happening in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, they have to build a new jail. The light, you go and pay your light bill. When you go, it's how much money. Nobody saying nothing. They will call Shaggy. This is the best Prime Minister we have. Mr. Prime Minister, I love you. Mr. Prime Minister, sorry us. Anything the man want, they go out online. What they say, they think the whole road nice. Some people ain't getting paid. Some people are getting paid, and are you still saying they lie? I watched the news last night. I think I see something with the airport. And the union man, I say, what's going on? And I just turn off. Because I don't like to listen to GBN. They're very biased and wicked people. We don't love themselves. We don't love nobody. But everything is a Kit Michelle, a Kit Michelle. And that Kit Michelle, a lot of us life was better. Would have better. The tongue, you hardly seen people in tongue. You hardly seen people in tongue. Everybody take bus, they go Granance. Everybody they with the thing. 2 coconut harbor can get sell. Thank God for some people. A friend I have and I bought a few dashing from Monglong. And because of my customers that know me, when they don't have money and they come, I go with them still. And I leave town and I come in my house. Nothing happening for poor people. I will speak out because I feel in the weight of the rebel. As you miss a day, they cut out your water. You have to go back and pay more to get back some water. The light. And all you stop and you won't say nothing. All you pray to speak. When I was under NNT, I would have jump up in the road. I would have organize and get backyard and walk all up in the complex. No, I don't know what Deacon Mitchell as the Prime Minister and the gang do to you all you pray to talk. All you prayed. I don't pray. I speaking not because I not feeling it. Are you too bad man in Grenada? And are you very hypocrite? Are you hypocrite? Are you cutting on both sides? Nobody can bribe me. Nobody can bribe me. Nobody can bribe me. I don't see a minister in this government will pass and ask us how is business today. The only one out of seat is Mr. Lennon Andrews. And he always passed by me because that is my former boss when I was working in the Ministry of Finance as the caretaker. He will still pass. He will still pass and buy a tambram ball and leave something with me small. But I don't see nobody else. Nobody else. The only time I would see Miss Claudette when I went to a funeral, she sit down right by me. Nobody. And are you dead like a sheep? Hypocrite people. So if you talk about Tillman and God, you are right. All you have put him there. Take it. Take what all you get in Grenada. Don't sorry. And I'm feeling it. I'm paying. I can't even buy me medication. I can't even pay me rent. Because people don't making money. We used to make money on the NNP. We used to make money. Because when you pay the travel people, or them man, they not people walk down the road, they come in town, they buy. They buy, they drink beers. They buy pizza clothes. They buy something for the children. Nothing happening now. Thing happening for only some of them. They're in government and they are the card. They got to push it and they get the money. But poor people so fine. Take what all you get under Deacon Mitchell. Have a good night, Grenada. And I want nobody call me and tell me I hear you last night. Y'all call and speak about what's going on in Grenada. Nobody meet me tomorrow morning if I live to see the next day. Do not approach me no time I see me. I hear you and share and I hear. Don't come. And you have a voice too. Talk out with what's going on.
Okay,
Take out your death like cheap.
You have a
Have
good
a
one,
good
Cammy.
night.
Blessings. Yes, indeed, folks. I do have time. I could still take. I saw, and I know because the final program for the week, and I did see someone else trying to call, but they're trying to call on the 421 number. But folks, I can't take the calls on the 421 number right now, so I've got to take it over here. So let me see if I can get back one of the people that were calling there, and then I will try to get back the other one. I want to give everybody the chance to have their say. So you know how I just do it, yeah? So I'm trying to give them the chance to have their say. So I'm calling them back from on this side. All right, yeah, folks. And yeah, we just have a few minutes remaining, and let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Yo, Charlotte.
Hi.
A long time, man. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm quite fine. You go right ahead. You're live.
Yeah, man, listen to me now. What the opposition have to focus on now is the policies. It's where this government taking this country. They have to focus on that. It don't looking good.
Mm-hmm.
We've been there already. And what was the result? And it is looking good because automatically, you just see we're going to make Cuba. I mean, we don't want to take this country that there is no success in terms of the citizen achieving. There is no success in terms of the country developing. in terms of where the citizen could have the opportunity to go out and build themselves. Just in Nigeria, with all the resources Nigeria have. And anyway, it's sneaking these people and it's them out. I just hope they leave the native pots in Nigeria. Last year, who came now? I mean, last election, who came now? Where that person was from? St. Vincent, where they came now? Like some Sia person. Where the NDC brought down in Grenada? This time now they bring down the Nigerian. And their hands is very dirty. God will, I just hope they leave the native pots. Otherwise you're going to have problems. Real problems. Money withdrawal. And I think members of the government, they get involved in that shit where they're going in this state where they're going into it. And you know, it's strange because you have the Christian people down here. And when this guy have himself going to in Nigeria, the state going through, they killing Christian over there. And we know to be a Christian community in Grenada. I mean, so I can see what is happening, man. Anyway, Sheldon, hold it on, my brother. Peace, one love.
Thank you very much, caller. Yes, indeed. And let me see if I can reach the other person that was trying to call before I end for tonight. So I don't want nobody say, well, why are they trying to reach you and I couldn't get you and so on here, because I cannot answer how I have it hooked up now. I can't answer that phone, so I have to take it over on this side. Yeah, I have to try and take it over on this side. Did I not just dial? Yeah, I thought I dialed. Yeah. Right, folks, so this would be our final phone call that I'm trying to connect. The person was trying to call, so I'm just trying to give them the opportunity to speak as well. And if they do not answer, that is it. Yeah. If it don't answer, we ain't calling back. One call we making, and if we ain't get through, that is it. All right. And it seems as though we are not getting through there, and it is now at 10. So that person will have to get their opportunity on Monday, God's willing. So folks, it's been wonderful being here with you this week. As I said, it has been an eventful week. We did deal with the issue. For those of you that did not see last night's program, you need to go back and listen to last night's program. In specific, where Mr. Cadgington Hood was speaking about the DPP and the coroner and the role of the DPP, the role of the coroner, the role of the police force when somebody dies under suspicious circumstances. And so you need to go back and look at last night's program if you didn't get the opportunity to see that. If you want to know what's going on in Grenada with oil and gas, you look at Monday night program, you look at Tuesday night program, and you'll find out a lot about what's going on with the oil and gas in Grenada. So you have the programs, they are on there, they are on YouTube. You can go back and look at them. They're on Facebook. You can go back and view the programs. Folks, that's all the time. I see a call coming in, but folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It has been wonderful being here with you this week. In whatever you say and do it soft, do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. Love each and every one of you. I am out.
I'm Mr. Positive. You better change your plan. Give the people what they want. Oh God. So many years I'm singing songs for me country. So many years I'm singing positive songs. My only delight is social commentary. I never love to sing no negative songs, but don't care how much I try to be classy. They keep ignoring my classical songs. But a drunken man by the rum shop told me, Smally boy, they take
taking you for a clown. Cause every year you keep coming with some sweet calypsos. But the judges and them just wouldn't give you the nod. They say once you keep riding with your brother Ajamo, your pocket's fat so you don't deserve no reward. So if you want to make the finals, listen what I say, Mr. Positive. You got to change the way you just do it, Mr. Positive. Put some comedy in your songs, Mr. Positive. Take my advice, you won't regret it, Mr. Positive. Or you better start crying the government down. And Mr. Positive, you better change your plans. Give the people what they want. Oh God. We know you love to sing about the environment and all them things we do polluting the air. But if you sing something blazing the government, all them black skin judges come in fear. But if you continue throwing all them softballs, saying you playing for Team Grenada, you will only get to the semi-finals to get a few claps, but then that is all. Cause the match granite is the night for all of them big guns to reload their magazine and fire no shots. So if by a means the chance you get to the finals, so and them go swallow you like a rat. So if you want to win the monarch, listen what I say, Mr. Positive. You got to turn the guns on your brother, Mr. Positive. Says Mr. Mitchell who bring him down, Mr. Positive. The man was happy up in America, Mr. Positive. But they bring him down to give him the crown. And Mr. Positive, you better change your plans. Give the people what they want. Oh God. Every year they treat you like a boboli, but you still boasting you calypso joke. When you start to sing Killer was a baby, but Killer done went all over the globe. You won't take no chance, so why no boomsy? Cause you're trying hard to maintain your class. But if you continue making the same mistakes, when you get a blight, it's just to come last. So if you want to prove that you broke more than Rootsman Kelly, go ahead, every year just sing nation building songs. But just remember that you will never earn a penny from Calypso in this ridiculous Spice Island. So if you want to make big money, listen what I say, Mr. Positive. You got to rearrange all your concepts, Mr. Positive. Don't fret to sing a rum song, Mr. Positive. You got to revolutionize all your precepts, Mr. Positive. That's the only way you go win a crown, Mr. Positive. You better change your plan. Give the people what they want. Oh God, Palama.